If you want to know how God feels about death of your loved ones, look at this. He groans in the spirit and was troubled. Death is a frightening thing, and you can be sure that he enters into sympathy with you. His sympathy was for the living. He knew what he was going to do for the dead. Jesus wept. While John's gospel is written to show us the deity of Christ, here Jesus is shown in all his humanness. He even asked where Lazarus was laid because he was so human. And here we can see the way God feels at a funeral today. He mingles his tears with ours. He groans within himself. I get a little impatient with Christians who say one must not cry at a funeral, but one must be a brave Christian. Death is not pretty. It is a terrible thing. Jesus wept. Then verse 36 through 37. Then said the Jews, behold how he loved him. And some of them said, could not this man which opened the eyes of the blind have caused that even this man should not have died? The Jews missed the point here. He wept not because he loved Lazarus, and he was weeping for the dead. He wept for those, he was not weeping for the dead, he wept for those who were living. Some say because of their unbelief. You notice that the Jews go back to the incident of the healing of the blind. That obviously made a great impression on them. Verses 38 through 40 says, Jesus, therefore, again groaning in himself, cometh to the grave. It was a cave, and a stone lay upon it. Jesus said, take ye away the stone. Martha, the sister of him that was dead, saith unto him, Lord, by this time he stinketh, for he hath been dead 4 days. And Jesus said unto her, I not unto thee, that if thou wilt believe, thou shalt see the glory of God. The subject of death is skirted by people today. The undertakers try in every way to make death seem like a pleasant episode. But let us face it very frankly. We cannot cover up death by embalming and painting up the face, dressing the body in a good suit of clothes, then placing it in a pretty coffin surrounded by flowers. Although this is done to help soften the shock, death is an awful thing. Martha said that he had been buried for 4 days already, and his body would stink. It would be decaying. Someone may think that sounds crude. So is death crude. It is awful. This case is certainly going to require a miracle. Verses 41 through 42. When they took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid, and Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me. And I know that thou heardest me always. But because of the people which stand by, I said it, that they may believe, and that thou hast sent me. Remember that this whole incident is for the glory of God. Jesus prays audibly to let the people know that what is he is going to do is the will of the Father, so that the Father will get the glory. His voice, his prayer, for the benefit of those who are present.